My name is Laura Giunta, and I am the Regional Director for UMFS in the Northern Virginia region. I have been in the field for over 35 years, and I've been with UMFS since just shy of 9 years, since June of 2013. In Northern Virginia, we have a number of different services. A primary one is our treatment foster care program, which we provide foster care placement for youth from lots of different localities throughout Northern Virginia. As part of our TFC program, we've been doing a lot of work through interstate compacts. So we've been providing kinship placement for youth from outside of the state of Virginia who have relatives or kin in Virginia, and then working with the two states to provide that placement here in Virginia, which has been really nice. We're working with our fourth state right now. We also have our ATCP program, which is Adoptions Through Collaborative Partnerships, which we provide an adoption social worker to support the localities throughout the larger Northern Virginia region, all the way down to Harrisonburg, just a really large part of the state, to provide support for youth that are struggling to reach permanency through adoption through a number of different unique recruitment activities, or supporting localities in finalizing the documentation to help a youth achieve permanency. A large part of our programming is really our wraparound services, which we provide intensive care coordination and family support partners through the high fidelity wraparound model. So it's something we've been doing for a number of years for mostly Fairfax County, but also other localities throughout the region. And another program would be our Leland House program, which is solely open to youth from Fairfax County, which is an 8-bed crisis stabilization program that we provide emergency placement for youth in mental health crisis to provide stability and treatment with the goal of always returning home. We also provide support to our older adolescents in the foster care system through our Project Life program, which is a statewide program that really provides training and conferences and technical assistance to the localities around transitioning youth into adulthood. Our team is pretty diverse based on the programming that we have. So for our Leland House programming, that's a very clinically based program. So we have a number of master's level clinicians in psychiatry and youth counselors there that are really focused on trauma-informed care and really providing crisis stabilization and for the youth that are there. In our TFC and adoption programs, we have master's level social workers that staff those programs and provide the case management and support to our youth and the families. Our ICC program and our FSP program is also pretty diverse. Our ICC facilitators, the vast majority are master's level and have actually come from the TFC world. Like, they've worked with kids directly in TFC and then have moved on to the facilitator role in ICC. I think our most unique group of staff are our FSPs, because they really come to us based on their lived experience. Right now we have a dad who's an FSP, which is really very cool. He and his wife were foster care providers for us for a number of years and adopted 2 of their youth from TFC with us. So, and he just has a passion for these youth and passion for supporting families. So it's been a nice addition to have him and to connect with dads. I think another piece that's really exciting for us is that we've got longevity in our team. Our team members stay, and they've been here for a number of years and really have, which is nice for the families that we provide services to in all of our programs, that there's consistency for them in not having to tell their story numerous times. Training-wise, we really spend a lot of time on trauma-informed care and understanding how trauma impacts the daily life of the youth that we provide services to through all of our programs. In our TFC program, we really spend a lot of time helping foster parents understand the trauma is leading the behaviors. It's not, and that it's that the youth may lack the skill, not the will to comply and to do what they need to do within the structures that they're in. I think if I want to think about TFC, we really look at permanency and how many youth are achieving permanency through our program. Right now, this year, we're at about 85% of the youth that have discharged from us have discharged to permanency, whether it was through adoption or to return to their parents or to a kinship placement. We also really look at disruption rates, and what are we doing to understand why some youth aren't successful in the placements when we think they would be. This year we've only had one youth disrupt throughout the whole year so far, which has been wonderful. But really we've spent a lot of time really looking at some of the factors that lead to disruption and starting to address those before the youth is even placed and having the strategies in place. And it's really had a positive impact. Strategies and services have had a positive impact on the success of those placements. So that's been exciting. With our Leland House program, we probably, I think in ICC, I think we're at 92% of our youth remain at home after as they've gone through the program. Some may go to a short-term placement but then come back, but throughout the course of the placement and at discharge from the service are at home. So permanency there, maybe feel a little different than TFC, but it's really always something that we're looking at for how are we supporting the families and then helping them develop natural supports to then no longer need the services that we have. I think right now we've also done an amazing job over the last few years in increasing our finalization rates in the ATCP and just really supporting families through the adoption process. And we've achieved, last year was the first time that we actually hit our adoption rate for the Northern Virginia, and we're well on the way of exceeding that this year. And all of our ICPC cases that we've taken on from the other states, they're all on track, have either achieved permanency at this point with their kin or on track to finalization for that within the next few months. We have about a 98% satisfaction rate from our foster families around how they feel about their work with UMFS. They talk about the level of communication and the contact that we have and the supports and the strategies and our flexibility in meeting with the family and meeting their needs while supporting the youth. We also look at the whole foster family, so we're also looking at how do we support the other kids in the home and really look at it as a family unit that we really have a commitment to. What we've heard from customers and when we get feedback is really that it's our level of communication, that we do what we say we're going to do, we follow through, we hold ourselves and the team to a level of expectations so that we are getting the youth and their family what services they need and supporting them in the best way possible.